Hello, hello. I'm Steve Reinharz, CEO of AITX. This is our weekly video update. We're going to run through a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about the business briefly. We're going to talk about the queue briefly. And then we're going to talk about what happens when you buy shares. Where does that money go? How does the outstanding share count increase? What does that mean? We're going to talk about all that in the context of our stock, our company, AITX. I'll remind everybody, I'm just a CEO of a public company, living it, not a SEC authorized professional. So definitely feel free to fact check anything that I say. I'm sharing with you information to the best of my ability. So, talking about the company, last couple of weeks, lots of press releases, sharing lots of progress. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier with how the team is making great things happen, closing great deals, making customers happy, advancing technology, recruiting new team members. We're firing on all cylinders and it's perfect. It's great. It's everything that I could ask for. I think it's everything that you could ask for as well. I ask, go to AITX.ai, look up the press releases, the details are there. I'm not going to repeat or go through any of that on this weekly call because we've got other business to attend to. One of the other pieces of business as far as the company goes is the queue. I delayed the queue. I had the NT filed, and I had it filed because there's certain things that I want added that I haven't been able to get to the auditors and the attorneys yet. And I have to do one final review of it. The NT is not late per se in terms of, oh my goodness, we got to pull everything together. We could have filed it today, but I wanted this additional information in it, and I wanted to be able to take one last look before it filed. It will file within the NT period of 5 days. Now, let's talk about really what I want to talk about today, which is a couple misconceptions. We're going to break it into two misconceptions. The first is, does AITX receive the money when somebody buys a share, right? So that's the first misconception we're going to tackle. The second is how does dilution not necessarily put money into the company's pocket, right? So let's start with what happens when you buy a share. Folks, if you're experienced traders, we're going to go through those basics for the next several minutes. Thanks for being part of the community. Listen if you like. There's no other forthcoming nuggets in the weekly address. Check out AITX.ai if you want to read those newest press releases. So when somebody buys a share, they're not buying it from us. They're buying it from another trader or another investor. The money doesn't go to AITX. We've traded, I want to say, roughly $1 billion, say over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I think we've traded maybe $1 billion, plus or minus. I haven't done the math, but I think we have. And of course, we don't have $1 billion in the bank. It'd be nice. I'd love it. I really, really would. We'd have more people, faster progress. It'd be amazing. But we don't, because that's not how shares work. When you buy a share, you're buying it from an investor. Now, similarly, when you're selling it, you're not selling it to us, you're selling it to another investor. So I just want people to remember, you're trading the shares among the market. Now, how does AITX raise money? Is we raise money when a large institutional investor, and we have two institutional investors that are both amazing on our team right now, buying our shares from us per the agreement, which is public, per the S3, in accordance with the pro-sups that have been filed in our public. Generally speaking, it allows us to sell shares at an 8% to 15% discount to market. And it makes those institutional investors real shareholders in the company. The reason is that if they buy the shares from us at 2 cents, obviously they're not going to sell them at a penny and a half. they become as vested as you are and as I am in that share price going up. So very important. So I hope that everybody understands that. We sell shares in blocks of millions, $1 million, $2 million to institutional guys. It becomes their choice to buy or hold depending on the price. Now, that's good dilution. That's dilution that puts money in AITX's pocket, lets us hire, build, take care of our team, take care of our customers, and grow this company into, this multi-billion-dollar company that we aspire to be one day. But there's other forms of dilution. And some of the dilution that's happened in AITX hasn't resulted in money in our pocket. And I want to share a couple of those types of dilution. One of them is, and this is, I think, the biggest, is cashless warrants. When I renegotiated the debt a year and a half, or I guess 14 months ago, I want to say we attached about 800 million cashless warrants. Now, I think that most of those have been exercised and they're already in the outstanding. But we got out from under what was likely tens of millions of dollars of debt for those shares. It was a big, big, big deal. We've also taken some loans that are also public on the books. Very, very, very good loans. Loans that will never convert into shares. They're non-convertible notes, which is very different than what generally happens in the OTC, which is convertible notes, which can turn into toxic convertible notes, which can crush shareholders. We don't have any of those. So the outstanding can go up from cashless warrants, deals that we made to get out from under bad debt, and deals that we made to secure new good debt. The other way that the outstanding can increase in a way that doesn't add cash to AITX's bank account is a limited number of deals that we've made where we pay the vendors in shares. There's only been a couple of them. They haven't been very significant from the share count standpoint, but it's a good way for the company to conserve cash. If we've got 4.6 or 4.7 billion shares out, and there's a vendor that will take 30 million shares for some work that's really important to us, I think we'll all agree it's probably a good deal. On top of that, what's that vendor going to think about the share price? They're going to want it to go up. As you can see, we've worked very, very hard to create an environment where everybody associated with us wants that share price to go up, including me. Remember, at the end of the day, I hold the majority of the equity. I don't want the share price to go down. Okay, so how do we pay our bills? Well, we pay our bills first out of revenue. We get money. We get money every month from happy customers. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love how that number keeps going up every month. Our recurring monthly revenue. It's fantastic. Plus the one-off sales that we do from time to time. Now, of course, because I've got the pedal to the metal, hiring, growing, building, working to capture this market that we believe we're creating, we spend more than we earn in revenues. And for that, I sell big clumps of shares to these institutional investors. We take that money in, it covers the deficit in our budget, and we roll on to the next month, and we push. And that's what we do. That's how it works. The shares that we sell to the institutional investors, again, are somewhere between an 8% and a 15% discount. They make those institutional investors real investors vested in our future. It's a real investment. It's a huge distinction from other types of loans and other types of dilution that are out in the market. Now, yesterday, because I'm recording this on Friday, so yesterday was Thursday, I sent out a cryptic tweet. And I'm going to give you an update on that next week. But it's innovative, and it's for retail. I mean, it's for the company, of course, too. We're all symbiotic. But I do want to build some excitement on it. We're pushing up against the authorized in whatever, a few months. I've mentioned that I don't want to do an increase in authorized in the short term for sure. And if I could pull this off, then we won't have to, at least for a substantial amount of time. So again, I want the stock to breathe, but we'll do what we can do. So listen, so stay tuned for Project S. And that's about all I got, guys. Anyway, I hope this was a good update. I hope you picked up something. Hit me in chat, hit me on comments. Have a great weekend. We're working hard for you. Thank you.